A few weeks ago, I was watching Eric O on South Main Auto channel, and he was using a USB endoscope to peer through the spark plug hole of an engine to see if there was any damage to a valve that he suspected. And he had a small endoscope like this that you plug into a USB on your laptop or a tablet. And then he had this little screw-on attachment that has a 45-degree mirror, which he screwed on the end of that endoscope. And through the spark plug hole, he was able to see the damage on that exhaust valve. And his was a first-generation endoscope where they were just VGA resolution, 640 by 480, I think. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I set out I was going to get myself one. I get on Amazon, there's a whole bunch of them, and I knew that the new ones now are capable of 720p, so that was on my list of criteria that I was looking for. And another thing and I really wanted to have this kind of a screw-on mirror because there's another type that clips on. And I don't think that's quite as positive of a mount. So I was looking for the screw-on type. As well, I thought I wanted the more rigid cable. There's some that kind of has a memory to it, and good for going around corners and that kind of stuff. So I was looking for that. So I ended up buying this model here on Amazon. Waited a few days for that, and then when it came in, I was disappointed because it didn't come in as shown. The mirror was that clip-on type, even though the description clearly showed that it was the screw-on. So it wasn't going to be a deal breaker. I wasn't too happy about it, but I was going to hang on to it. Then I also found that this rigid cable, semi-rigid cable, was really heavy, and it was really a pain to unwind and everything else. I was sorry, that was my choosing, and I was sorry that I had opted for that. So I still hung on to it. It connected properly with both my tablet and my laptop. And the way that it did that is the USB had a flip thing, so you can go from micro USB to standard size USB. I thought that was kind of cheesy. I wasn't too impressed with that. And probably with good reason, because the thing worked for about 10 or 15 minutes and then it just wouldn't connect anymore. And that was a deal breaker. I sent it back. And the positive thing that I can say about them is that the return process was quite easy and I got my money back. So then I was back into the market for one. And that's when I picked up this one here. It's the Blue Fire. And like the other one, it has an adjustable switch here for the intensity of the LED light. It doesn't have that cheesy USB flip thing to go from micro USB. They supply this small adapter cable if you want to go from the micro USB to the laptop. That's a better arrangement. And I've got to use it a couple times now, and I really like it. I was working on trying to remove the bolt off of a strap on the gas tank off an old rusty pickup truck. And the retainer for the nut was all rusted out, and the nut was spinning inside the frame. And I wanted to have a look at it to see if there was any way I could retain that. And the camera came in handy for that. And I do some computer work as well, so they're handy for being able to look at certain components where it's kind of dark in there or a little hard to reach. So it's pretty nice. And I paid $12.99, and I notice now that the price has really gone up on it. I guess they fluctuate. But even at 25 bucks or something, even if it's double the $12.99 I paid for it, it's still a very nice toy. And the second time around, I didn't opt out for the semi-rigid cable. I went for the limp one. It's so much lighter and so much easier to work with. And when I did have a tight spot to go into, I taped a coat hanger to it, and I was able to bend that around and get into the corners that I want to look at. And the rest of the time, the thing is manageable. So 720p is really nice on this. Connects good with a little tablet. All in all, a very nice addition to anybody's toolbox. And it has that screw-on type mirror that goes on there, and it fits on really nice. So get yourself one of these. If you're into that type of work, it'll come in handy. Take care.